Hello everyone. My name is Pritesh, and I am founder of Humans of Tech. And I'm super excited to invite you all to this beautiful space that we're gonna have today evening. And in today's space, we'll be talking about open source, developer relations, tech communities, tech Twitter, and a lot many other things also. So, the people who are new to Humans of Tech, I would like to give a small introduction to what this platform is first. So, this is the platform where you can listen, read, and watch inspiring stories of people in tech. And it's not, they are not just a common story, but this is for people to understand how things work behind the scenes in tech. Okay, we'll be inviting some amazing speakers in the podcast that we are recording as spaces on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure it will add a lot of value to all the listeners and readers of Humans of Tech. So, in a nutshell, if you are someone who is not sure about that career in tech, or if you are someone who is lacking motivation at some part of your tech job and you're not able to figure out what is happening around you, or if you are a passionate reader or a listener just like me who loves to and read and also loves to listen to all the stories of people, how what were the struggles in their career, how they overcame the struggles, and what how they become something that they are right now, and what are their future plans and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll be putting a series of podcasts and blogs. Also, we are on Hashnode now, by the way, so you can go and read on Hashnode also. So yeah, blogs are on our websites also. We are having the audio format is on Spotify. So if you go on Spotify and type Humans of Tech, you'll find us on Spotify and also on YouTube now. Okay, so please go and check it out if you are interested in listening to some more stories. Okay, and I guess yeah, that's pretty much it about Humans of Tech. And with that, I would like to start the space for the evening. And the speaker that we have today is someone who is inspiring a lot of tech individuals in tech industry, especially in Nigeria, right? From the country he belongs to. So he has done a lot of work in tech. He has contributed to a lot of projects, and that is the reason people know him in tech and also mostly in tech Twitter. And with that, I would like Tobiloba to give his introduction to the audience that we have.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I think Pritesh is hyping me too much, but yeah, Pritesh is definitely hyping me and making some exaggerations. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Tobiloba, and I'm a software engineer and developer advocate. Yeah, I'm excited to be here today because I had a coffee chat a couple of weeks back with Pritesh, and he told me about his show that he runs and how he gets to discuss people. Like I think I was in a coffee chat in 4C one time where I heard him telling Francesco about the show. So it was then I got curious and stuff. So I just decided uh that, and he was like, okay, would like for me to yeah be featured or something so that I can get to have we can get to have a conversation. So I was like, yeah, sure, sounds sounds fun. So I'm excited to be here today. As I've introduced myself, and yeah, I think that's all. Thank you for having me here today.
Awesome. So I'll quickly, my first question to you would be, how does a day in Tobiloba's life look like?
A day in my life is it goes differently. It goes in different ways. Currently I'm at home now, so my day will be my day will be different. So my day at home is I don't do any chores at home, so I probably will just wake up there because I have siblings and stuff, and I'm the firstborn. So I'll just wake up, take my bath, eat, and stream or be on GitHub all day at home now, or maybe Netflix. But in school it was different. I used to because I'm a student of University of Lagos as well. Maybe I should have added that to my intro or something. studying computer science. Um, yeah, in school it's different. Mostly I have to follow the timetable. Wake up in the morning. Obviously, I actually sleep pretty late and I wake up very early, so it's always weird. And then I pick up my phone to see things I was tagged to either on Discord or on GitHub to see what's going on there. And then I don't even Twitter is not even on the top of my list when I wake up in the morning, except somebody texts me for something important. And I pretty much from there I would probably just what do I even do? Probably do that GitHub, Discord, Netflix, YouTube Shorts. It could be anything really until around 9. That's when I resume work. So because I also have like a 9 to 5 role that I work as a software engineer. Join stand up by 10. Speak with the team lead and the my PMs to know what we have for the day and if we're currently on the sprints, what my tasks are or something and stuff like that. So my my brother walked in and he was shouting. He's a very small boy. So um so from there I pretty much go to school to see what's going on and then I uh yeah and then I do other school stuff, going to classes and stuff and listening through the classes, doing classwork and stuff, and while still texting at work to keep tabs on what's going on at work. And yeah, that's pretty much what my day is like. At night, I just come back to Netflix because I have to chill out. Yeah, that's a day in my life. Yeah.
All right. So what is your, coding time in which you are, in full focus zone?
Oh, it's probably like midnight or night time or morning time. So I'm very like focused. When I wake up early in the morning, I pick up my PC. I can quickly clear out anything that I need to clear because I'm very fresh. Because that time I'm like still fresh, awake, and I just channel that energy into doing something like that. Or maybe when I'm maybe at night or during the day. Or it depends on the urgency of what I need to work on. But I mostly use my weekends at times. If it's like something that is like open source related, it could be still at night or morning, or it could be the weekends or something. So the way I code, there is really is no set out time for okay, this is the time you pick up your PC to actually write code. It depends on what I'm working on really.
All right. And you said you do Netflix and chill in night, right? So what are the, shows or, the genre you prefer to watch?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's mostly like shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Young Sheldon. That's why I watch pretty much. Or yeah, those are the things I watch. I just watch Bollywood movies all the time.
Interesting. So which was the last Bollywood movie that you watched?
It was this show. It was this movie that Akshay Kumar was in, and it was what is it? And it was this show about them bringing out a couple of people from an underground tunnel, and something about like the mines or something like that. I can't remember the title, but that actually was an Akshay Kumar movie. It's 2023 movie, and there were a couple of people stuck. It was based on a true life story, I think. A couple of people were stuck in the mine. Is it gold mines or coal mine or something? So they had to make a tunnel to find a way to bring everybody out of the tunnel and stuff. And I think he got a Padma Shri and stuff like that. That was the last Bollywood movie I saw.
Even I haven't watched that movie till now. Interesting to know that. Okay. So Toby, tell me, how was your childhood? How what kind of kid you were, and like how you have grown after after this childhood and your high school and stuff.
So growing up, it was kind of different. I pretty much spent my time. So I grew up with my grandparents. I spent my time either uh either reading because it was mostly me around, and I only had adults around me, so it made me grow up fast, really. So I spent my time either going through books of my uncles and aunties that they left in my grandparents' place, or and my dad bought me a PC then, so I had like several PCs, but like kept getting damaged and stuff, and because like of there was like power instability at times, and the UPS wasn't really good. So it started from things like what's this called? I used like a CRT monitor then, like cathode ray tube monitor that had a tower CPU ish thing where I had to like boot up the computer. I was running on XP then. I was running on XP, the Windows XP. So I used XP, used Windows 7, 10. So I'm pretty like very well. I know Windows very well because I've been using it since I was a child. So I can literally close my eyes and use some things on Windows. So, so yeah, so yeah, that was pretty much growing up. I grew up in a place called Ikotu in Lagos. It's like a suburb area ish kind of place, and yeah, it was sort of like it wasn't really a ghetto, but it's like a suburb, like I said. So because there were so many residential areas around and stuff, and yeah, that was pretty much childhood. I stayed there for like 17 years until I got into uni.
All right. And that's pretty interesting. You spend most of the time with Windows, and now I guess you are having a Mac, if I'm not wrong, right? So, how was it difficult to leave Windows for Mac?
No, no, not really. I don't think the OS or the device actually matters because I in the end I just care about convenience. Actually, the ideal OS that I would like to use is Linux Ubuntu because I feel like it was just bliss when I was using Ubuntu. Maybe I should go back to Ubuntu as if I can run Ubuntu on my Mac or something. But I actually prefer Ubuntu to most of these OS. When I was running on Ubuntu, there it was so bliss. Like there was no complexity, there was no unnecessary operations running in the background. I could do everything. I could do a lot of things for my terminal. I didn't have to care about UI. There was no Siri. It was just me, my PC, and doing what I wanted to do. So it was just bliss then. I feel like Ubuntu is the ideal OS. Linux Ubuntu is the ideal OS. I don't. Mac OS is good. Windows OS is good, but I would most likely pivot towards Ubuntu OS. Yeah. So and I have the privilege to have explored all three. So and that's why I'm picking Ubuntu.
Hmm, interesting. Cool. So my next question to you would be, how does computer science happen to you? What was your first interaction with coding?
So my first interaction with writing anything that was like a command ish, because what is code? What is you coding is like you probably writing instructions to do something. So remember I told you I grew up in a place called Ikotu with my grandparents. So there was this thing. There was this time when I had an issue with my flash drive, and I had to like resolve it. So I had to like it was like a hard reset sort of thing. So I just googled around and I found out okay, you can use this thing called PowerShell to actually run a command that would either wipe the drive or something like that. So then I wasn't even curious. I didn't even know there was something that I could like call that was even called coding or that people could build even the OS I was using, or people could build websites, or people could build things like servers or something like where are the YouTube videos being served from. Those things didn't actually even come to my head. How is the YouTube app existing? Because once I go into uni, then I saw that my classmates they were actually doing this thing they were calling coding. They were doing gigs from Upwork and is it Fiverr? Yeah, so that was when I got curious and I asked them and they directed me to, and these guys are like top guys now. and they are doing very well. So they directed me to go watch YouTube and and binge YouTube videos to see stuff to watch. But it went way over my head, and I didn't really get it. And this was like 2021. It was 2021. Yeah. So and that was when I even got my first PC. That was like this very nice HP. So um so from there I went to, luckily for me, a boot camp sprung up on campus where that was their first cohort. So they were doing like a front end training ish thing. So that was when I enrolled. And that was actually the first time I wrote HTML in my life. It was at that boot camp. And we had like a 3 months training, and we were lucky enough to be part of the people to get an internship. This is me and my colleagues, very amazing set of folks that I got to learn from and grow with as well and stuff. So yeah, that was my journey into writing my first line of code or something, or even building my first website.
Interesting story. But I want to now know that who introduced you to tech Twitter, and how much would you thank that person for doing that?
I think Twitter, the introduction wasn't really that direct because I had a Twitter account. I've had my Twitter account since like 2019. I think if I check the dates, yeah, it's 2019. But I wasn't even really using it like that because I thought Twitter was just a place for political banter and for people to drag you or to insult people. That was what I thought it was for. Then I found out there were like different niches on Twitter. I was like, wow, it's actually it was, and I'm actually glad that I got onto Twitter way after I already like got technical knowledge. Not that I came onto Twitter as a newbie and started following people around to see, okay, this is what I should be learning. I shouldn't be learning this. This is what I should be learning. See, I didn't confuse myself with all that noise. So I got onto Twitter at a point where I already was a bit technical and was already doing projects and stuff. So and that was around like June 2022. So nobody actually really introduced me. But I started joining spaces because I saw spaces was a feature that was people were actually using a lot then. I started joining from Sean Basquat's spaces a lot. That's like the hunt, yeah, the hunt in the space. I started joining that a lot, and I made connections from there, saw different people, and were able to I was able to connect and network with people and stuff like that. So yeah, that was my venture into tech Twitter. Really, it wasn't really a direct intro per se. It was just me discovering that, oh, there's actually a different niche on Twitter for people that do tech. Or after I like started doing my tech stuff, and I saw that my friends were doing this 100 days of code thing, so I thought, okay, let me go and do my own on Twitter, because LinkedIn wasn't really my jam. I felt everyone there was too serious, so I just came to Twitter and I started like exploring and stuff.
Interesting. So, uh, this is like for me, it was a little different. I saw a post of Pratham. I'm not sure if you know him. So I saw his post on LinkedIn, and post then I started creating content on LinkedIn first, and then Twitter, and then gradually we grow, right? Awesome. So can you tell me that what is the best thing happened to you with tech Twitter?
Oh, yeah, I think it's really the connections that I was able to make here. So it was just me being myself, putting my work out there, learning stuff, and growing, helping people in communities with the skills I had, and me with the drive to want to join more communities of people that were doing front end stuff and doing cool shit. So it was the connections really that I was able to make based on what I was doing as a person, and showing people that, okay, these are the things I can do, and people genuinely reciprocating by being nice and accommodating. I think it was the connections really, and the community, the tech community of builders that I was able to to reach out to and connect with uh and stuff. Yeah, that is one thing that I helped my usage of Twitter. Because on Twitter, if Twitter says that we cannot um maybe either post videos or screenshots or all those things that I do all the time where I like put GitHub links or something, I'll probably just leave Twitter and go and look for another platform because I only use it for I only come here to like tweet some of those things that I'm working on, or if I have a live stream that I want to do something live or something. So yeah, that's like my primary use of Twitter. I don't know, I don't even join. I join a lot of spaces, but I don't join spaces like that even because yeah, I'm looking like that. Okay, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do today? What am I building today? What am I learning today? That's pretty much what I use Twitter for. And I'm glad that's and I'm glad and I think that's a healthy way for me to actually use Twitter because it's me using it in a way that I use it to better myself every day, not to create toxicity for myself in such a way that it will become boring and I have to be doing so much of things that do not even matter or will even help me remotely. So yeah.
Very true. Connections are something that the connections that you make on Twitter are super valuable than anything else, is what I think, because connections only can get you some opportunities, and connections is everything. Just being on Twitter without, having real connections with people doesn't make any much sense. So yes, my next question to you would be, have you ever tried content creation on Twitter?
Yeah, so like I said, what I would regard as content in air quotes is whatever it is that I'm working on. So if I'm working on something, I use Twitter as my diary to document what I'm working on. Such that like, okay, this is what I did today, this is what I want to work on next, these are the things that I plan to do, these are the things. So I use Twitter as my work diary really. Because I don't really fancy, like I said, I don't even like social media like that. But the only reason I use Twitter or some of these platforms is the fact that they allow me to do some of these my tech stuff that I do, and I can actually have people that care about those stuff, and we can have conversations around those things. So yeah, that is what I would regard as what I do for content. I'm not a content creator really, but my content is just whatever it is I'm working on, whatever it is that I feel like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do at the moment, or maybe I have like questions or something, or something I'm excited about. I want to share to the community to get their feedback or criticize, or for people to even give me advice that I can use to make improvements and stuff like that.
Completely agree with you on that, Toby. I've also seen that you also have a YouTube channel, right? So can you tell us more about what you do on the YouTube channel and why did you started that at the first place?
Well, I've had my YouTube channel since I was in like since I graduated secondary school. I mostly used to like post science content on there because I used to be a nerd. I just like solve all this physics stuff and just put it live on YouTube. Until like 2022 when I started like doing more tech stuff there. Like on my YouTube I either build projects live, solve problems, implement something, or I have or I'm it's just me probably doing open source work or going through my some of the projects I work on like Million and uh Million 4C or whatever it is that I may be working on open source wise, or me just building something. I have this series that I used to run with Ali that is on YouTube. I think we got to like Next.js and React. We started from HTML all the way, HTML and CSS all the way. So I mostly use my YouTube for building stuff. So yeah, I'm planning on actually doing more YouTube stuff in the coming weeks, weeks and throughout next year. But let's see how that goes though.
Can you tell us more about your plans for YouTube so that the subscribers who are here in the space can understand more about your YouTube channel and what is the future of it?
Oh yeah, subscribers are good, but I'm not really um or maybe this is just me being but I'm not really like it's not really like my primary aim. Yeah, but I like I said, the only reason I do content stuff is because I do content in such a way that is maybe selfish and goal driven. Because you need to create because the way my idea of content creation is that I'm using my content to better myself and potentially to help somebody out there that might be struggling with something that I'm working on. And maybe the person can say, oh, this is actually one way to make something to do something I've been trying to do. Or it's just me making maybe failing live and figuring out my way to solving a problem that I'm working on, and then eventually doing it live, and people either sharing ideas to me and telling me, okay, there's a better way you can actually do this. Then I follow comments and try to redo what I've done to that. So that's my own idea of doing content. I like that growth concept to my content, such that whenever I create content, I use it as a way to actually do something I've never tried before, or put myself on the spot to learn a new technology, or try something that I've not tried before, or just use it as a way to work on to like motivate myself to complete something that I've been procrastinating or something like that. Yeah, so on my YouTube, I'll probably do more collaborations because I'm good at collaborative content. I like to bring people on and share ideas and learn together with someone, and work on something, or it could just be us having a conversation around the crucial topic of something that actually something that I have a lot of questions about, or something that I want to learn, or something like that. So yeah, so that is what I would see as the kind of contents that I might be putting out more on my YouTube. Sneak peek though, I don't really. Yeah, so this is like a teaser, but I don't really know. I didn't really know how that would pan out here, but I think I have the idea.
Yeah, yeah, that collaboration totally makes sense. It benefits both the parties and the audiences of both the parties, and as many as collaborators are there, your content reaches to as many as target audiences. And yeah, that's great. And I hope I'm also planning to start a YouTube channel in like February next year. So looking forward for the collaboration with Toby. Let's see how it goes. We'll do something around million. So yeah, I also thought of that. Cool. Now my next question to you would be I've seen that you are also part of a lot of tech communities, right? Tech communities, as in such as 4C or Discord, different tech Discord groups, right? So can you tell us more about how one can join them and what are the benefits of joining such communities?
Yeah, so the idea to let me start with how to join the communities. As all the communities I'm on, I found from either doing my open source work or making some of these connections. So you find that most people on Tech Twitter on here either belong to a community, or there is something they're working on and they form the community around, and they need assistance or help. So my own idea of joining those communities is that, okay, I join a community now. I see a community as an avenue for me to meet new people, make new connections, and for me to learn something or use my skills to actually make an improvement to something, such that I don't even care about any benefits or anything. My own benefits or my own idea of rewards for joining communities and doing stuff is that, okay, I actually want to see myself be able to do something that I haven't done before and try something new. So that way it sort of like gives me that idea that, okay, this is something that I haven't done before. I would like to try it, and to see if I can actually do this. It's like challenging myself constantly when joining communities, and trying to meet new people and learn from them, as to share their perspectives on things, and being open minded as well. So yeah, that is how I find communities, like seeing maybe some people and seeing the communities they are in, and joining in, actually contributing and giving value in those communities. Um, yeah, yeah, benefits. I already said benefits. I think I already mentioned benefits. So you actually joining communities and seeing it as an avenue for you to improve yourself and be a better person. Could be a better engineer, a better designer, better, what else is there? Yeah, better engineer, better designer, or a better writer or something. So yeah, so that is why I see communities, and that is one way that I join communities. So you have to be intentional when you're joining communities. Don't just join communities anyhow and not give value and just be another space holder, placeholder, or space holder, placeholder, or member. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting take on that, Toby. And yeah, I completely agree with the point that the benefits that are you like benefits are basically rewards of your contribution that you make to the community, right? It's there is nothing like you just go and people will start applauding for you that hey, you welcome to the community. Yeah, like they are you'll get a welcome and stuff like that, but eventually what matters is your contribution to the community, which is beneficial to community, and that later than things happen good, and it's a long process to get benefit out of it. And again, that is a reward, as you said. Really nice word that you chose. Cool. So now, since we are talking about communities, can you tell? Okay, we'll talk about this later. Okay. Now, my next question to you would be the coffee chats that you do, right? How do you find people for doing good coffee chats, and what is your intention behind connecting with people over coffee chats?
Yeah, so like I said, I join communities and stuff like that, and try to uh make connections and have conversations, or always either I have questions or I want to discuss something, or I just want to get to know somebody, really, just like meeting a new person, like every other day. So but the reason I do coffee chats is there's like several reasons, really. It could be for anything. It could be that I have a couple of questions, I have something I'm not clear on. Could be that I just I is somebody that I've like been looking to either connect with, or have conversations with around certain things, because the idea of coffee chats is that there must be a goal. It could be you can get to introduce yourself to somebody and get to know each other, but you should also have like certain things that you might want to discuss, or because it doesn't have to be a one-way thing where you are like taking from the person. It has to be a conversation. Like it has to be um a mutual beneficial thing that both parties participate in, and stuff like that. So yeah, when I do coffee chats, it's cause I'm trying to connect with somebody, or I'm trying to ask questions, or I'm trying to get clarity on certain things, or at times it could be that I'm trying to maybe organize something, and I'm like, oh, this person is this person is the best person to help out with this, and then that might be a way to connect with the person, and have a conversation with that person around uh possible ways that we can help each other, or something like that. That could just, it could be anything, really, though. It's not for, it doesn't have to be that you have a mission to go and achieve so and so. It could just be anything, really, like you having conversation with the person. Yeah.
Yes, the interesting point that you mentioned is whenever you do a coffee chat with someone, there should be some agenda behind it, because whenever you cold DM someone, you can't just say, "Hey, can we have a coffee chat?" They'll strictly delete your chat, right? So without an agenda, first at the first place, no one will accept a coffee chat. Uh, as you said, that should be a common, ground on which you guys can talk about, and both the parties can get benefit, and you have a conversation around, right? And it's super beneficial. And before inviting some, like, asking someone for a coffee chat, if you already have a personal brand, and if you already have a good profile, good Twitter profile, and then that is again easy to get response from people, is what I have seen personally, right? So yeah, that is also beneficial when it comes to making connections. All right. Now my so I want to understand that, how was, like, before joining tech Twitter, were you aware about this role of developer relations?
No, actually, I wasn't aware of developer relations. I got to know developer relations through the true amazing people like Francesco. I think Francesco is the only person that actually see that does really well, and I was one of the people that the idea with me and DevRel uh isn't really about the fact that, oh, there's DevRel, it gives you opportunity to travel the world. It gives you, I just really like my own idea is that I just really like doing things that allows me to meet more developers, things that allows me to collaborate with developers, things that allows me to use technology that I feel okay. I've been thinking about this for a while. How about I build something with this thing to try to exploit and learn about it and stuff. So, and for that fact that it gives me the that I've always been that person that always likes to make connections with people and the developers really. No, no. So yeah, that's my own that was how I got to find that's how I got to know about DevRel. I didn't know it was something around some of the things that I already like doing. It wasn't something I was maybe chasing or anything. And yeah, I got to find out about it from primarily, I think Francesco was the first person, and Dennis Ivy. Those are the two people that I got to know that, oh, there's something called DevRel, or developer advocacy or stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess Francisco is the best person to know more about developer relations. And even if you ask me, my first, impression of what this particular role is Francisco only. And because he is all over Twitter and, talking about developer advocacy and stuff like that. And yeah, that is the reason even I got introduced to developer relations. Cool. So, Toby, now I guess everyone is interested in this question that I'm gonna ask you next, and that is, how did you got into Million.js as a developer advocate? What was the story behind it?
So my role at Million, like I've said, isn't really a isn't really a role really, but it started out as me seeing a way for me to contribute to a project earlier this year, and I felt okay because I had a conversation with Aiden earlier this year. I met him. I saw the project on Day.dev, and I read about it, and I was like, okay, this is a very nice project. I tried to join the community, and I reached out to Aiden, and I I pretty much just like took on the role of doing community stuff and helping maintain and also participating in community grow engagement and helping people that have issues or questions or talking about the technology on podcasts and all these things. So this was a role that that I saw that I just it was just me saying that okay, this project needs this, and I felt that okay, I could actually to some extent contribute to this project in these ways. So that was my role really getting into me. So um there was no okay, submit your resume or anything. It was just me doing open source work. Really, that is how I got into Million.
Interesting. And are you like liking your role at uh at Million.js? How is the work going on right now? And I've seen that Million.js coming up with some Million.js AI. Can you talk about all these things? Like, what is, first of all, let people know what Million.js and what exactly is the future of Million.js now.
So yeah, the primary goal of what we do at Million is web performance. Cause we have Agent, obviously. Agent is like performance whiz. So the primary goal of the thing we do at Million is to help the web become more accessible and a better place really, that everybody can be able to use some of these web applications in their own, regardless of your devices or regardless of whatever it is whatever your applications are, and be able to make optimizations that make these websites better and faster something. So that is what we the idea, or what Million does primarily. And the AI thing is us just building an AI tool uh, that helps you analyze your applications, and then based on the analysis that's done, can provide possible ways to optimize to optimize certain components in your application, or make certain optimizations in certain places and stuff like that. And what else did you ask? So Million JS is really all about performance, and performance really. So yeah, so we have a couple of well, we've been able to achieve performance in several ways with tools like, with us having with us building upon the ideology of like the block DOM. The block DOM is a very old project on GitHub. I think it's been archived now. So Aiden took that and it built a wrapper around it that made it such that it was we are that developers like you and I are able to use that block DOM optimizations and a couple of other things in our React applications, our Next applications, our Preact applications, or I think it works in Astro as well. Uh, so so yeah, that is one side to Million, as to having a block DOM and having list optimization, rendering and stuff. And Million is really all about performance, and us pivoting to AI that helps you analyze your applications and provides possible optimizations that you can use without you even having to use native Million things is only natural that we help developers build more performant applications, because performance is one of the things that we as developers don't really put first when we are building applications, and the goal of Million is to change that and help developers really, because it's not that developers don't want to maybe make performant applications. Sometimes developers do not know how to, or developers know how to but they don't care because it's not part of the sprint or something. So yeah, Million's goal is just to change that. And soon enough, spoiler, maybe even not a spoiler but just a sneak peek, Million might be coming to React Native soon as well. So yeah, so I'm just going to stop there. No comment.
That, yeah, that is insane, right? Like, you're not doing anything, and so the last time we had a coffee chat, and you said that it just improves the performance, and you don't have to do anything, just install the package, and you're done, right? That's a crazy thing that anyone would love to have in their application. But my question is it just for React based applications, or is it for Vue and Svelte and every other technology as well?
Some of these other frameworks are already faster, but within the React ecosystem, there are some things with performance that there are performance flaws and stuff here and there, and Million helps basically resolve these problems due to some of the core logic of how React works or something, and stuff like that. Next.js does a pretty good job of making these optimizations, but in the end, in some one way or the other, you are still using core React. idiosyncrasies and ideology to build your applications. So uh yeah, so it only works with React Next, I think React and Astro. Yeah, it makes sense that it works with Astro, right? So so yeah, that is yeah, that is Million. Yeah, it doesn't work with Vue. These guys are some of these guys are already performant and fast. So yeah.
Interesting. And I have recently saw one of your posts that you are also DevRel at Tublian, right? If I'm spelling it right, I'm not sure how to spell this, but can you tell us more about what this organization is and what you do exactly here?
And Zublian is an organization that is primarily focused on helping developers achieve goals or be able to improve as a developer or be able to either get gigs and jobs and or make connections really. So things that are centered around this helping the developer to be able to be a 10x developer really. And what is a 10x developer? A 10x developer is 10x in several aspects in terms of skills, in terms of knowledge, like in-depth knowledge on things, in terms of being able to use tools and technologies to be able to help them to do bigger things and crazy things. Imagine one developer being able to, with the power of maybe AI or something, being able to build a large scale application and be able to scale it, a scalable application with very good with a scalable application with just one developer being able to manage their person and their goals and stuff, and then being able to either showcase those skills that they've had to be able to land gigs, to be able to get connected to jobs, or be able to be connected with other developers that are looking for developers with a certain skill set to do things. And how do we actually genuinely know that these developers have the skills? We use things like GitHub, Stack Overflow, their LinkedIn, and a couple of other things to help shape a developer. And we also launch challenges and tests to verify it and check developers, maybe some of the PRs that they've made, to show people that and see that okay, these are some of their showcases and ways you can identify that okay, this developer actually knows their stuff. And in case you might need them for to work with you on certain things based on their skill sets, this is the person that would recommend. So to be honest, is something called street cred to actually rank developers based on their activities, the things. To be honest, it's more like taking building in public and then using it as a means to help you distinguish uh developers based on their skills. So there's no way to scam the system here. You can't just you can use things like lead code to rate developers, but nowadays we have things like ChatGPT that people can just paste lead code prompts on, and then it solves it for them, and they come back and paste the answer, and then it runs. So yeah, so yeah, I think it. I'm not sure if that answers the question, but those are the things around what Tubian does, and it has a game. There's a roadmap really, and uh, I come into the picture is to help developers or to help educate people on how they can use this platform to actually help themselves. Because I am not there yet. I'm still a developer that is growing as well. And I'm still in the system trying to improve myself as a developer and be able to learn some of these tools that will help me with my workflow and be able to integrate things into my life that basically helps me be a better engineer, be a be a better developer, be uh be able to improve my skill sets, be able to get connections to other people, and build street cred. I guess by building, yeah, build street cred by building.
All right, this is an interesting concept, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is going to be huge in near future if it works well, according to what founders had thought of. But let's see how it goes. But I want to understand how you got this particular opportunity. Like, what is the story behind getting into doubling?
So getting into Tobiloba was by referral really. Um, so I've actually joined a couple of things in the past with them, like master classes and stuff. where I came to teach people about open source. So Tobiloba is very open source active. So they do so many things around open source because it's a very good. I mean, open source is a very nice way to actually help developers. You know, I mean, it's a good avenue or things to help shape developers really. So I was there for like a master class at some point. I did a couple of things, and I think since then I got connected with the CEO and a couple of people in the community, and they just reached out to me really that uh, the community manager recommended me, and they were like, would like to work with me and stuff part time because I negotiated that. I still work at Million. I don't get paid for it, but it doesn't matter. But what I do at Million is really important and stuff. So yeah, that was how I went to Sevilla.
That is nice. So again, that master class that you host, like you hosted that, or you were the part of that?
Well, I was brought on to come talk about open source and show people
Ah,
how to do open source stuff.
I see. So see, if you are if your online presence is nice, people will call you to this kind of events, and eventually you'll end up a job which will be an inbound. I hope this was an inbound interview round, right? If I'm not wrong, they approached you, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much like that, but I don't think that's the selling point. So the idea is pretty much around you being authentic and being yourself really, because in the end if you are fake, it would it will still just it will still just be so like I'm just trying to like clear the to the listeners, I'm just trying to like clear the narrative and make them understand that you just do your own thing really, and just be yourself, and yeah, like yeah, it's really about that in the end, because this was just something that came as, I would see it as luck maybe, or circumstance, or it's because the referral, people have been watching you, so no matter what you are doing, people are always out there watching you, and you might not know, they might not even be liking your tweets, they might not even be commenting, but they're always out there like looking at what you're doing, the varieties you are working on. So yeah, people are watching you really. Something. So yeah, not in a creepy manner though, but I don't know, I just went to put that in there.
Yeah, yeah, that totally makes sense. Now my question to you is, how are you seeing yourself in future, right? Like, what you exactly wanna do in tech, as in, do you want to be a DevRel, or do you want to be a software engineer, or you wanna do both things at a time, or it is not decided, whatever, you just go with the flow, whatever comes in, and you are just living that life, what exactly it is?
Yeah, me doing DevRel, I don't see I what is DevRel really? I mean, it's so many things depending on the use case of whatever it is you are doing. But I love coding, I love writing code, I love building in public. I love people to see my work and tell me, this is shitty. You should change this. This is a much better way to do something. And then I use that feedback as a way to go and learn something new, or apply that thing to my knowledge base and improve it, and improve as an engineer. So I love that system of being able to build stuff and have people use it, and me getting feedback, getting issues. So what I'm saying essentially is just open source really. So because all these things I get from doing open source work. So I'd say open source is what I see myself doing a lot. Um um but yeah, that is one thing that I like doing. I like writing code a lot, and I like working on feedbacks. I like helping people resolve stuff. So uh yeah, if I it depends on whatever it is that I am able to I'm working as to be able to achieve some of these things that I just said is what I would do. But at the moment, I still like being an engineer a lot because I love writing code.
Interesting take. That totally makes sense. If you know how to code, then you'll be able to teach people how to code as a DevRel. It's like DevRel is not about just teaching and stuff like that, but it's just yeah. So even I, if you ask me, I am kind of a person who love coding. At the same time, I love being someone who speaks about any product and interact with interact and advocate for a particular product in tech. So yeah, I can feel that feeling that you are trying to express here. All right. So my this is kind of a last question to you. Last authentic question that I have prepared for you. And that is what you would be doing if not coding.
Oh, this is actually uh, something I haven't thought about a lot because before coding, I used to work as a cable guy and stuff. I say if I wasn't coding, I probably would be doing something around probably would be blogging or because I used to write blogs a lot then too, and I used to be very active on Quora. So so maybe that might be it. Writing blogs and then using that as a way uh to get revenue or writing a book or something. That might be something I probably would do or as a side job and then doing the other thing that I do. So cause I still do so many things other than coding, but not as a job really, but like as some of the hobbies that are residual in me as an individual. So yeah, probably that or yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to respond to this.
Okay, so you are an avid writer, right? Like you like to write. So I interviewed Sumit like 2 spaces back. He also is someone who loves to write on Quora. He used to write on Quora and stuff. I'm pretty sure you know Sumit Saurabh from India, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He is also kind of a person that loves to write, and he also used to write on Quora and stuff like that. And then things happen in his life. But yeah, all right. So final question for the space to Tobiloba, and that is, I know you are pretty young right now, but still the question remains same. That what would be that one advice that you would like to give your younger self, which is like 5 years from now, that would make your current life better than whatever it is right now.
I think what I would just tell the younger me is to have discipline, maintain principles, uh, have integrity, put integrity first and above everything else. Be authentic, do hard things, and never be afraid of stuff um, because in the end, if you cannot do something, it just means you probably do not have the knowledge to do that thing. So just seek help and be like, oh, I'm trying to do this thing. I don't think I know how to do it. Or you read online, or you basically seek help in any other possible way to help you do anything. So I think those are the advices that I would give to my younger self.
Thank you so much for that answer, and I guess that is pretty, I guess those principles you are already following in your life right now. Anyone who is someone like you who is doing a lot of things at a time, uh, you have to maintain a discipline in order to give 100% in everything that you're doing right now, and that only that thing can fulfill everything at the same time. Thank you so much for joining the space, Toby. I want to hear a quick feedback on how was the space, and yeah.
Yeah, I think this space was it was really nice. I got to to share some of the things that I do, um, being in open source and being an engineer and stuff. So I think it was nice. This is a huge shift from the kinds of spaces that I typically speak in. 'Cause I'm mostly about like speaking about technical stuff and and stuff that and issues with other things. But well, yeah, this was also fun as well, and I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining everyone and Tobiloba for this particular space. So this was episode 10 of Open Source Changed My Life by with Tobiloba.